And now, guys, I'm about to do an interview with a talented artist named Abbey Lindsey. She's on the line. She's here. Hello.
Howdy. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing well. How's let's to start this interview off. I just want to ask, like, how has lockdown been for you? It sounds like you've been quite productive during this time.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's not ideal. I not being able to see anyone, but yeah, I've been very productive, which is good, a lot better than last year. But yeah, working on an album at the moment. Yeah, yeah,
I think it's
very
great
productive.
because I think you've utilized it, in a quite a productive way. And I feel like, when you come out of this period, like, you'll have your, a library of music kind of ready to go. And it sounds like you've used this as a real writing period, which sounds, good and exciting.
Yeah, for sure. It feels good, to be honest. Yeah. Waking up, and I've only got one more track to fully mix, and then the album should be done. But yeah, I'll release it hopefully after lockdown, so that people, it'd be nice to have a little gig and have people dance around and whatnot.
Oh no, I reckon you've timed it perfectly. Like, I reckon it won't be too long before we open everything
Yeah,
out and you've got it all ready to go. Like, hit the ground running when everything does open. But
that's the plan.
for those who are listening, like, who who are you? Like, what is your story and what has kind of been your, I don't know, your musical journey going from the start to kind of where you are now?
Um, so I first picked up the guitar at 12, and I fell in love with it instantly, and just goofed around, skipped a bit of class to go to my guitar lessons, or just skipped a bit of class in general.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, loved it all through high school, and then when it came to HSC, my teachers basically had to convince me to do the HSC music because I didn't want to make the guitar a chore kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I made this deal where I asked if I could eat in class, and that was it. So I mean, I reckon that moment probably led to me doing what I'm doing now. That one small deal, being able to eat in class. But yeah, that was that. And then I applied for a music degree at the conservatorium without actually looking into it.
Yeah.
Turns out it's a songwriting degree. And they really just threw me in the deep end, getting me to write lyrics and sing. And I was like, I've never sung in my life in front of anyone. But that for the start of last year's first semester, I wrote Cappuccino Clouds. So look, I'm loving songwriting now. Yeah,
So you
I
went
love it.
from not like, did you used to sing in your bedroom or sing in the shower and, sing when, I suppose not publicly, but, for yourself?
Oh yeah, well, I reckon everyone does.
Yeah, well, I
I
reckon
reckon.
everyone does, but some better than others. And you seem like you've, got well, you do have quite a nice voice. So
Thank
I
you.
think that's, I think that's probably been a blessing in disguise by the sounds of things. Like, you've had, an ability that, wasn't required until this course. And it's probably revealed something, which is quite amazing, I reckon.
Yeah,
Imagine
I
if you
mean,
hadn't
yeah,
done it, and hadn't started singing.
I know. I'd be all over the shop, I reckon.
Yeah.
But I have a big thanks to my two good mates, Lucy and Soph, because they actually caught me singing once
Yeah.
at school, and I was so embarrassed. But they were like, you got to sing," and we had this little tiny band that lasted 3 months, and then we all went on into our own, uni degrees. But yeah, I have a big thanks to them for kind of encouraging me to keep going with singing and songwriting.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, have you had to train it like much? The singing part of it. Like, has it kind of come naturally to you, or is it something you've really had to dive into and work on?
I mean, I haven't got any lessons. I mean, I don't really know. I just sing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can, I have a pretty okay ear because I've been doing music since I was 12.
Yeah.
So I can kind of hear if a note is off or if something sounds really awful.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'm still learning, still trying all that stuff.
And and then with the songwriting, element of it, like, did you find that at all challenging, or did you find it more, kind of exciting when you kind of dived into it?
Yeah, at the start, it was really unfamiliar, but I found songwriting or even just writing poetry was a really good way for me to express how I feel or let, whatever I was feeling out onto a page. And then I just make it look a bit pretty by putting it into poetry. And, so that's why I kind of love it now, because it's a way for me to let things out, all that kind of stuff.
So are you writing, like, how do you approach songwriting at the moment? Do you have like a set way, or you kind of experimenting at the moment? Like, do you go with the music first, or the melody and the lyrics first? Like, what's your approach?
I used to go with more the music first. I'd write a riff or a chord progression on the guitar or the piano, and then I'd have to go away, write a poem, or, I don't know, sing random stuff, and then I'd get a song. But it's more been, I would write a poem, and then I'll have to think of the music to go with it, or I will have some music, and I'll go, oh, well, that kind of works together, and then I'll put them together make a song, I think, kind of.
Oh, wow. So how do you get the melody of the tune? That just kind of comes with the way that you're reading it, or the way that you remembered it? Like, has that been something that you like sat on and or has it just been a second nature thing? Once you've got the poem and you're sitting it down and with the guitar, is there a process to doing that, or is it?
Kind of just comes. I think. I mean, sometimes I'll go, nah, that's not really working. Come back tomorrow. But kind of just comes, I guess. Yeah.
Nice. And well, I mean, I think that's a blessing. Like that, you're probably very lucky in that respect. But I also saw a video of you playing piano as well. So I just wanted to ask, like, how long have you been, playing piano?
Not very long. I reckon 3 years, maybe. Because we have a piano at home, Mum's old piano, and it just looked too nice, sounds too good, so I thought I'd give it a whirl. And I just love the tone of the piano. So actually, these two songs that I've been working on, I wrote them on the piano, weirdly. Tempted has some guitar in it, but, they didn't initially. So... Yeah, it was the guitar was a second thought. I started them on piano.
Oh, wow! And when you started piano, did you kind of approach it from playing guitar, like just kind of work out all the chords and from your knowledge of playing guitar, or how did you go about teaching yourself piano from guitar?
So I kind of knew what the chords were or how musically notes related to each other.
Yeah.
And also just kind of by doing music at school, they kind of whack you in front of a keyboard, and I was a bit grumpy and wasn't really, I was like, oh, keyboard's not cool. Yeah. But they showed us where middle C was. So that was a good start. But yeah, I just kind of, I guess with uni as well.
Yeah.
The music theory and whatnot, it forces you to kind of learn yourself. You just kind of learn it.
Yeah, nice. I think that's I think that's a good skill to definitely have like under your belt if you're a musician, to be kind of like multi-skilled on different instruments. And I think that's probably like, would you say that's kind of been an asset for you at least, like being able to mix and make music at home?
Oh, it's been so helpful. It just means I don't need to ask as many people to help me on tracks.
Yeah.
You know, I've gotten my saxophone friend, Delia. She's great. She is on a few tracks in the album. But yeah, and MJ playing the drums on Tempted. But yeah, other than that, I've been able to record piano from home, guitar from home, mix it all together, sing from home. It's been great. Really helpful during COVID.
Wow. Well, I think it's great that you've used this time, and when when the world kind of opens up, you'll have a product and be able to kind of start playing gigs and really hit the ground running. But also, like, I'm going to play your track soon, Cappuccino Clouds, and I just wanted to ask, like, how did you write that? Was it the same kind of approach of writing the poem and syncing it to the music, or is there a bit of a story behind it?
So that was the first song I'd ever written. At the start of last year, in semester 1, my first year of uni, we were put into a breakout room because it was all online. It was during a lockdown.
Yeah.
And they said, all right, you've got an hour and a half to write about home. And then at the end of the end of the hour and a half, with half an hour left, you need to sing what you've written and share it to the class. And I was just absolutely terrified, but I did it. It was liberating, but so scared. And that's Cappuccino Clouds. So that was kind of, I was forced to write that, weirdly, but it was as if with COVID and the lockdown at the time, the prompt home was very fitting, and I guess I had a lot to write about.
Wow. And what provoked, I suppose, the title? Like, where did Cappuccino Clouds come from?
Well, I'm also a barista.
Yeah.
So I don't mind the old cap. Actually, I'm more of a latte fan, so a bit of a fake fan there.
Well, the alliteration's nice with cappuccino and
yeah,
clouds.
that's what I thought. But I actually don't know. That is a thing I should know, but it was so long ago I have no idea where Cappuccino Clouds came from. Oh, I think I was just looking at the sky.
Well,
that's all you need for
it sounds very cool, doesn't it? Like, I thought, where did she get the title from of the track from? Like, I just thought, it's nice. It's nice alliteration, and it looks cool.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, I think it does all right.
Yeah, it sure does. And before I click the play button on Cappuccino Clouds, is there anything that I may have missed here? Is there anything you want to say about it before we play it?
Look, I'm just thankful. Thank you for having me on.
Oh, no worries.
Thanks for everyone who's listening. I hope you like it. I'm just a bit of a silly goose, making some music, but I think we've covered most things. So, don't have much more to say. I'm running out of things to say.
Well, everybody, this is Cappuccino Clouds.
Sitting in my car, looking at the stars, and there's something magical about the stillness. Laughter, cigarettes, cool breeze, yelling respect, painful ease. I can't stay at home, would rather drive away. Grandma's got the kettle on, I might just need to stay. As I look up at the sky, I see cappuccino clouds in my eyes. It might be the night time, but I see cappuccino clouds in my eyes. quite as peaceful as running at night, to breathe away the pain. A radiance remains from that breakfast-coloured sun, and yet my afterglow continues to fade. As I look up at the sky, I see cappuccino clouds in my eyes. It might be the night time, but I see cappuccino clouds in my eyes. Cappuccino clouds in my eyes. Cappuccino clouds. Street lights, trolleys, lifeless bodies. Street lights, trolleys, lifeless bodies. Home isn't a place, it's more of a headspace. As I look up at the sky, I see cappuccino clouds in my eyes. It might be the night time, but I see cappuccino clouds in my eyes. Cappuccino clouds in my eyes. Cappuccino clouds in my eyes. Cappuccino clouds in my eyes.
This is the Hamish Without Andy Show. That was Cappuccino Clouds. And I will bring Abbey. Abbey is still here. You still there?
Yeah, I'm still hanging out.
Oh, perfect. Well, you know, what a song.
Thank you so
I
much.
can't believe that's the first song you've written. You know, I think
Yeah.
that's quite amazing. You know, if that's your first song, I suppose it can only go up from here.
Well, let's hope so. I mean, hopefully I don't, lose my marbles.
Oh no, I hope not. But I think your music's very, very raw, which is nice, and it's good to kind of hear. Like I was saying to you off the air, like I get sent a lot of music, and a lot of it, they'll have producers kind of working around it and throwing in a lot of different things, and adding so many effects to vocals and stuff like that. But yours sounds pretty raw, like, and I think that's a great thing. It's like refreshing when you hear that.
Yeah, I'm really inspired by the production of my mate Roy Valentine.
Yeah.
Who he does his own stuff as well, and it just sounds almost live, which I love. And you can hear the rawness in his voice. That's what I'm inspired by for that kind of production approach.
I think that's like personally, I think that's the best production approach in a way, because like all the great records from the past that I like, certainly weren't quantized and just on the metronome. I think when you approach music that way, like people can feel it a little bit more, because it feels a bit more human. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I'd hope so.
Yeah, like how do you do it? Do you play, like when you recorded that track for did you sit down and play the whole piece on piano and then sing over the top of it? Yeah,
exactly. I didn't use for piano. There was no MIDI keys on there.
Yeah.
It was all live. So actually, in the next song, Tempted, at the start, you can actually hear the dishwasher turning on. Yeah, I sent it to someone and they were like, "Wait, what is that sound?" I was like, "Oh, yeah, no, that's a dishwasher." So it kind of has this homemade, very homely vibe. Yeah,
That's cool. I'm glad that you left that in there.
yeah. Well, I couldn't really be bothered to do another take.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I thought, why not? It's a little Easter egg in there.
Nice. Well, I think everybody loves songs with a little bit of like imperfections like thrown in there. Like it's not completely what would you call it? Like completely perfect, but I suppose it's it's perfect in its own way.
Yeah,
And
I don't know. Yeah.
what was how did your new track Tempted come about? And also, I have to say, I'm very thankful for you sending this in because it's not released yet.
No. It comes out tomorrow at 5 p.m.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
So, very excited.
where will the people be able to go and listen to it and download it?
I think it comes out on Spotify at 5 p.m., but I think maybe midnight on all the other streaming platforms. I could be very wrong, but I just know Spotify is definitely 5 p.m.
Nice. Well, you heard it here first. Check it out on Spotify tomorrow, but you can get a sneak peek here. And how did you write this one? Is there a bit of a story behind this one, or was this a uni project, or was this completely done in recently in the lockdown period?
So I wrote this mid last year before semester 2 started for uni, but I did use it for that semester. This song it's a close one for me. It kind of touches on the challenges of mental illness, temptations of substance abuse, and the confusion and heartache of unrequited love. So, yeah, it's one of my favourite songs actually that I've written because it's so special to me.
Wow. And so is it written from like is it first person or third person?
First person.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that's really cool. I think that's quite I think that's quite a brave thing to do in a way, and also like with your certainly a raw kind of topic to cover.
Yeah.
And any like with this track, did you said you had saxophone on it, so was there any other little bits and pieces thrown in for this one?
So there was no, so there's a cheeky little guitar solo in there. I think more the structure is an interesting one for this song because I have quite I don't really know what my genre of music is, but I'm gonna go along the lines of like indie folk, maybe. I love Gang of Youths, just the poetry and the songwriting there.
Yeah.
So yeah, this song isn't like a verse chorus kind of thing. It absolutely it changes over the course of the song. So it's kind of an interesting one to listen to musically.
So how did you write it then when you were kind of sitting down approaching it, instead of going verse chorus, how was it? Just the way that the poem was written, that you couldn't kind of phrase it that way in a more traditional sense, or did you kind of want to challenge yourself here a little bit?
Oh, well, I'm shocking at writing choruses. I think Cappuccino Clouds I think there's 2 songs on my album, 3 that have choruses.
Yeah.
Because I love a verse. I just love a verse so much. I don't know why, but I think that's where the folk roots come in there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I wrote this song in 2 sections. So yeah, like kind of an A section and a B section, and you'll hear the difference. And then I just thought, hey, why don't I jam them together? Because they were two different ideas, and it kind of worked. And yeah, I love it.
Oh wow! Well, I think we should, leave it there and let the people have a a cheeky listen.
Sweet.
Too easy.
I'm tempted by the things I shouldn't use to depart this buried room, living blue. I'm tempted by the things you say that I can't work out every day. Preoccupied, lucid vacant thoughts. You're living a life, and I'm feeling lost. Questioning it all. Why do you look at me like that? I'll wait, what for? I cry when I drive, still checking I'm alive. I'm here. I cry when I drive. I shouldn't use to depart this buried room, living blue.
That beautiful track was called Tempted by Abbey Lindsey, and she's still here.
Hi. Yeah.
I was just saying to you off the air, like that, the piano on that track is just beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
And I was saying to you as well, like I wouldn't even, call it like, would you call it folk? I think you're in a league of your own here.
Yeah, I've really struggled to know what genre I am because they ask you on all the, submission websites and whatever for submitting music, what genre you are. So I just put singer-songwriter because I have no idea. But I think maybe my kind of the lyricism is kind of folky because there's no choruses, and I don't really know. That's the big answer.
Maybe you'll get to you'll start a new genre.
Oh, maybe. Goodness, who knows?
And I just think that that track, there's something to it as well. Like your music seems like it could be played in in the day and also at night. Like it seems to have some kind of a sense of darkness, but also you could listen to it as well. Like it's kind of got both elements to it, which is really tricky to do, I think, for a lot of people. Like and also I feel like that's also the best kind of music that kind of gets both. Taps into both emotions. You know what I mean? Like it's got the salt and the pepper.
I'm glad. And the whole seasoning.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if this analogy does it any justice, but
I'll go with it.
Yeah.
I'll go with it.
Now, Abbey, this track is coming out tomorrow, and 5:00 on Spotify.
Yes. 5:00, and Cheeky Little music video will be coming out on the 10th at 5:00 as well. So, but yeah, the single is out tomorrow. Yep.
Beautiful. So, people, you heard it here first. Make sure you go check it out tomorrow.
Yeah.
And also go check it out now. Go have a look at, go stream Cappuccino Clouds. Yeah.
You can all reach me on Instagram at Abbey _ Lindsay, both with EYs. Yeah, throw a curveball there, but yeah, that's how you can all reach me too.
Perfect. And I just want to, before we wrap this interview up, I just want to ask, like, what are the plans going forward as well?
Releasing the album I've been working on. Finishing uni would be nice.
Yeah.
And I'd really like to dive into production a lot. So I've been doing a lot of extra work on the production side of things to learn a lot more. So who knows, really? I'm just going with the flow.
Very nice. But it seems like you're doing, a great job, especially, like, I can't believe that, you didn't think to write, like, you weren't writing songs previously, or maybe you were just secretly, but I think, your track definitely feels like you're like a older spirit in a way, like you've done it before or had a bit of practice, but it's fascinating that, it's your first track.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you.
And this new track, I mean, just I love that. I love the fact that you've done it live. The way you've recorded it, and it just kind of has a feeling to it. It's not stuck to the click by any means.
No, I'm glad you like it. Yeah.
Did you have a metronome going when you were recording it?
Yeah.
You did?
Yeah. Yeah, it makes things a lot easier, actually.
That's for sure.
But yeah, I mean, there's a few tempo changes in there. Like when I wrote it, it was very free timed, but yeah, I made sure I put a click in there for the drummer.
Perfect. Yeah. And before we go, anything you'd like to say?
Once again, thank you so much for having me on. This is like really cool. I feel really cool. But yeah, no, I really appreciate it. Yeah, everyone, Tempted's out tomorrow. I hope, you liked what you heard just then. And if you want to continue enjoying it, then, to streaming it is a great way to do that.
Perfect. Well, thank you very much for coming on and also letting me play your new track Tempted before it's come out. I think that's really cool as well.
Thank you so much.
No worries. Everybody, Abbey Lindsey, and thank you for coming on.